Love is in the air, everywhere I look around. Love is in the air, every sight and every sound. And I don't know if I'm being fooled.
Hey everyone, today we are talking about Ylang Ylang essential oil. That's right, Ylang Ylang. So where does the name come from? It comes from the Philippines actually. And it comes from Ylang Ylang. So A-L-A-N-G, I-L-A-N-G, all one word together, Ylang Ylang. And of course it was Americanized, if you will, to Ylang Ylang with a Y. And what does it mean? It means hanging flower in the breeze. Because the flowers actually start out like a dark green color, and then they get into almost like a lighter chartreuse color. And then traditional Ylang Ylang flowers, and then they'll go to yellow almost. They're small and they'll fit in the palm of your hand. But the Ylang Ylang we grow in Ecuador, oh my gosh, it's huge on the farm in Ecuador. Huge. Can you see that difference? It's pretty amazing. So let's talk about what are the constituents, naturally occurring compounds in Ylang Ylang. Well, we have germacerine, D, anywhere from 15 to 20%. We have alpha-farnesene, anywhere from 8 to 12%. We have benzyl acetate from 9 to 15%, and benzyl benzoate from 3 to 6%. Now, these are naturally occurring compounds in the plant. And some of you go, well, acetate and benzoate, well, those are synthetic chemicals. Yes, they can be. So where do you think those synthetic chemicals were derived from? Isolates from our naturally occurring plant constituents, okay? Then there's linalool, anywhere from 6 to 10%. There's methylparacereol, anywhere from 5 to 9%. There's isoeugenol, from 3 to 5%. And then there is cinnamyl acetate. That's right, cinnamyl acetate from 3 to 5%. So I want you to hear that, okay? Because there's some pretty interesting things in there. Eugenol, we know, is in clove oil and other oils. And we know that cinnamyl, well, of course, that sounds just like cinnamon, right? Well, but does Ylang Ylang smell like cinnamon? No, it doesn't. But it gives you an idea of the power of Ylang Ylang. See, most people just think Ylang Ylang is for fragrance, for smelling good, for cosmetics, for beautification of the skin. And is it good for that? Oh, yes. As a matter of fact, in many cultures in the, let's see, what part of the world is that? That would be called Southeast Asia, I guess, where there's the Philippines and Malaysia and all those beautiful places there with the gorgeous beaches. Well, for centuries, they have taken the Ylang Ylang flowers and literally crushed them in with coconut oil. And then they rub that on their skin, especially during the rainy season, and it penetrates into the skin, not just for the skin, by the way, but because what happens in other continents and countries when it gets a rainy, icky season? What tends to show up in our bodies, okay? Well, in those areas where Ylang Ylang is prevalent, they mix it in with some coconut oil and they rub it all over their skin to keep themselves and their bodies well above that wellness of healthy line. And then, of course, because they swim in the salt waters in the ocean, their gorgeous dark hair can get very dry and brittle. So they would rub it into their beautiful hair before they go into the ocean to protect it, to protect the hair. So that's another way to eat that has been used really in many cultures all around the world. So Ylang Ylang oil is phenomenal for the skin, for sure. Absolutely anything for the skin, anything. It's also great for the hair and the scalp, by the way. Really powerful for the hair and the scalp. So if you've got some scalp stuff going on, I would have no challenge rubbing Ylang Ylang. Oh, it smells so good. It smells so good. Especially if you're in the snowy, icy winter areas of the world, or you're up by the Arctic Circle, up in Finland and in Iceland and Greenland and Alaska and parts of Russia, where it's dark all the time. definitely want Ylang Ylang, trust me. Because it smells like a summer breeze by the ocean. It's amazing. Okay? And put it in your diffuser and let's just say watch what happens. So let's get back on track. So for the scalp, if you've got anything going on with the scalp at all, or let's say the folks up here, okay, they're supposed to grow and plentiful. Well, they're not so plentiful anymore. They headed south and forgot where they came from. Well, what oils can help? Well, absolutely. You want to use Ylang Ylang, and you can layer them on one at a time, or you can mix them together if you'd like. And but don't use a carrier oil because it'll goo up your pores. So Ylang Ylang, and of course cypress, and of course rosemary, frankincense, and cedarwood. Those are my favorites, and perhaps black spruce as well. Mix those together and rub them on your scalp every night and every morning, and leave them on. Don't rinse them off. Don't shampoo them out. And after about 90 days, start to see what's going to be happening. Okay, and if you want a really good, gentle, deep conditioner for really dry hair, get some coconut oil, some avocado oil, mix it together, put in some Ylang Ylang, okay, and mix it all up, and really in moist hair, freshly cleaned moist hair, rub it in really well. And then what we did was I wrapped it up in plastic and wrapped it up good, and then a hot moist towel and a dry towel over top. Or you can use a heating pad if you'd like, and then a dry towel over top of that. And then you want to shampoo it out, unless you want to sleep in it. It really feels good to put a towel on your pillow and sleep in it. Oh my gosh, you'll have one of the best night's sleep ever, and you'll have great dreams, and your hair will be happy in the morning when you get up for your morning shower, and go ahead and shampoo it out. So those are just some fun options for Ylang Ylang. And there are many physical attributes that Ylang Ylang offers us also. So we're going to talk a little bit about that, okay? And one of the things that I would do is definitely with cypress, marjoram, and Ylang Ylang, okay? Cypress, marjoram, and Ylang Ylang. If you know much about the blend Aroma Life and what it was created for, and basically what area of our body that it was created for, you're going to get a really good understanding of the wonderful, wonderful above the wellness line benefits of marjoram, cypress, and Ylang Ylang. They're a great combination to put together, and definitely you can put it on your left wrist where the blood vessels are close to the skin. You can put it here, you can put it here, wherever you'd like to put it. And some people really like the smell, and so they may even diffuse it from time to time. Absolutely. So I'd like to read to you, and I have with me my 3rd edition desk reference. That's right. This is my favorite of all favorites, my 3rd edition. And if you'd like one, get a hold of my office because we've got some on hand, and we were able to get some more in. So this is our 3rd edition desk reference. And so let's really see what it has to say about Ylang Ylang oil. Now, due to our FDA regulations, I have to skip over some of the physical attributes, but I can go into the fragrance influences and the emotions. It says it balances male and female energies. It enhances spiritual attunement. It combats anger, combats low self-esteem, and increases focus and thoughts. It filters out negative energy, while it restores confidence and peace. So this is a little bit about Ylang Ylang. And when they talk about balancing male and female energies, it also balances yin and yang. And I'd also like you to think about, upon inhalation, what happens up here. There's definitely a harmonization going on right here in this aspect of who we are. So I would also like to go and turn to one of my favorites, because he's got some great write-ups on Ylang Ylang oil, Gabriel Moget, on aromatherapy for healing the spirit. And what he says about Ylang Ylang is pretty spectacular. So I'm going to get a little bit more into it, and hopefully it will help you to understand the power that it has. Because what it talks about is literally that it has the ability to harmonize the mind and calm the nervous system upon inhalation. And its ability to cool down states of restlessness, agitation, and help promote deep, restful sleep. The other thing that we talked about is there was a study done in the UK, and let me tell you by who. Okay, I want to get the name right here. Dr. Tim Bretz, and he was in Birmingham University in the neuropsychiatry clinic in the UK. And so he was doing a research study with people whose brain's electrical system were not happy. They just plain were not happy. And so he worked with a myriad of patients in that arena. And what he found was that 4 out of 5 patients in a blind study with oils and lots of different things picked Ylang Ylang oil. That's right. 4 out of 5. They had no idea. Nothing was labeled. It wasn't like, okay, well, we know what this is. They literally just had them smell and experience things, and they landed, 4 out of 5 landed on Ylang Ylang oil. And so that gives you an idea of when I talked about that harmonizing and that balancing aspect of this oil. And what is really powerful with this oil is that in ancient times it was thought to be an aphrodisiac. That's right. Now, why was it thought to be an aphrodisiac? Because of its ability to relax and uplift. And the authors of many books say that it has a voluptuous, that's right, a voluptuous scent and aroma, and how it works with our physical brain, our emotional brain, our spiritual brain, all aspects of who we are as human beings. And it's said that the oil is really powerful in working with any imbalances in those areas. And the other thing that it talked about was fear. That Ylang Ylang oil, upon inhalation, fear and insecurities are huge and for a lot of people. And when they just inhaled or diffused and inhaled Ylang Ylang oil, those fear and insecurities seem to really dissipate way down and melt away. So that's part of a gift of Ylang Ylang oil for us as well. Because it does have the ability, like we talked about, to relax and to uplift. The other wonderful aspects about Ylang Ylang is it marries so well to other oils. Like in our sensation oil, we used to have rosewood and jasmine. That was one of my most favorite blends in the world. So powerful. So powerful. And what it talks about really is that many times our emotional and sensual natures can't merge together. We have our emotional nature and things are going on there, and then we have our sensual nature, which when we've usually got things going on emotional, our sensual nature for intimacy tends to like be squashed down, be kicked to the curb, be locked in the closet, just like takes a vacation and doesn't come back. And I know many people can feel that, and they go, yeah, exactly. Well, there's a wonderful combination, jasmine and Ylang Ylang, or you can even just get the sensation oil. Because what it does is it literally causes us to harmonize ourselves together in ways that it lessens agitation immediately. It lessens fears immediately. It literally, when you breathe it in, it lifts us up out of fear and agitation. And it starts to reconnect us with those physiological and emotional aspects of us that because of extreme stress or trauma or anxieties that we have, or also just plain overwhelm, that part of us feels like it's all dried up. It feels like it's just disappeared and gone. Like a water puddle in a hot sunny day. Just gone. And then all it does is it leaves this nasty residue that is just not pleasant. Sometimes we feel like that. Sometimes our emotions feel like that. And we get frustrated and we'll beat ourselves up. Well, I invite you to do something different. I invite you to really get a bottle of Ylang Ylang oil. Get a bottle of Ylang Ylang oil and take yourself in your mind and your thoughts to a tropical paradise in your thoughts, just for a few minutes. And allow your brain to shift. Allow your brain to connect up with itself. And then allow that to connect up with your heart. And when that happens, almost magically, it would seem, that surfacing up are all of those repressed feelings, and feelings that of unworthiness, and feelings of shame and guilt, and all the other feelings that we have that say we're never enough. They seem to melt away. And if we continue with it long enough, and continue to move ahead long enough, feelings of self-love, self-confidence, self-worth, powerful oil, phenomenal oil for many aspects of who we are. So share in the comments. I'm gonna tell you this about Ylang Ylang. Hopefully you've watched my other video where I talk about Cleopatra, and we talk about Jasmine, and we talk about Ylang Ylang in there briefly. So where do you put Ylang Ylang? Because I haven't talked about that yet. Well, if you'd like to really see some great benefits and some more emotional upliftment, especially when it's time to connect with those that you love, very much so. Okay, whether it is just on a social setting or whether it's in a private, intimate situation. It's all, Ylang Ylang is all about reconnecting us with ourself so that we feel delighted to connect with others. That's right, delighted. Where do you use it? If you want to use it for connecting with others, okay, in a group setting or friends, or just lifting out of your stuck dark state, diffuse it a lot, and wear it here, wear it in your hair, just wear it a lot. And if you're really looking for that other level of connection with someone you love and care about deeply, in a committed relationship that you just are like, oh, one of the perks of being this much in love and with love, take your Ylang Ylang oil, okay? And I'm talking to the guys now. Ladies, you can do it too with no problem. And go ahead and see what happens. Put it in your pheromone areas, okay? Definitely put it in here. You want to put it under the arms. Now, too much is too much. It'll have the opposite effect, much like Jasmine. So just 1 or 2 drops in your hand. Put a little bit here, rub it in your beard, your hair. Okay, ladies, rub it in your hair. Everyone, take a drop or 2 and rub it under the arms and all around the breast area. And then maybe 1 more drop, just 1, and rub it in the groin area, that whole area. And that's enough. Don't go crazy with it. Too much is too much, and then it'll literally, people that would normally be attracted to you will actually turn and go the other direction. So go ahead and use these oils. And share in the comments, and keep it family friendly on your words, on how you experienced and what you experienced in using Ylang Ylang, Jasmine Sensation, and any of these amazing oils that ancient times used to call aphrodisiacs. Enjoy your Ylang Ylang.
Love is in the air, in the whisper of the tree. Love is in the air, in the thunder